You won't believe what just happened at Ravens training camp. In the middle of a casual interview, totally out of nowhere, Derrick Henry dropped a comment that stopped everything. He was asked about the team, and without skipping a beat, he named, in his eyes, the best player in the entire NFL. Yeah, the entire league. And let's just say, every Ravens fan is going to love his answer. But it wasn't just who he picked. It was how he said it. The confidence. The respect. Like he had zero doubts after what he saw on the field. And coming from one of the most respected veterans in the league, that says a lot more than just words. The energy at training camp shifted after that moment. And honestly, that one statement might have just kicked off a whole new chapter for the Ravens offense. Picture this. You're surrounded by reporters, cameras everywhere, and someone asks you, who's the best player in the NFL? Most guys would dance around it, give a safe answer, maybe throw out a few names. Not Derrick Henry. He didn't even blink. Right away, he said, Lamar's the best in the league. Just like that. No build-up. No doubt in his voice. Just a straight-up answer from a guy who's seen it all. And he wasn't trying to hype it up either. He just said play with Lamar feels like watching a video game in real life. You know that feeling when someone does something on the field that no one else can? That's what he meant. And when a guy like Henry, who's bulldozed defenses for years, says that, people listen. Because that's not just a compliment. That's real respect. And it sends a message to the rest of the league. It also says a lot about what Lamar brings to that locker room. He doesn't have to say much to command attention. His game speaks loud. And when even a powerhouse like Derrick Henry is that impressed, you know something special is happening in Baltimore. It's not just stats. It's presence. It's leadership. The kind of stuff that doesn't show up on the box score, but changes everything on the field. And this wasn't just a camp soundbite. It all ties back to a painful moment that the Ravens haven't forgotten. When Derrick Henry says Lamar Jackson is the best player in the NFL, he's not saying it just to be nice. He's speaking from experience. He lived it last season. And what stands out most is the way he said it. Like it was obvious. Like anyone who's seen Lamar play up close wouldn't even question it. And if you follow this team closely, you know exactly why. Lamar isn't just a great player. He's the kind of guy who lifts the whole team around him. And that kind of respect doesn't come from just highlight plays. Henry has played with different quarterbacks. He's faced elite defenses. He's been under the spotlight. So when someone with that kind of resume talks about a teammate like this, you pay attention. It shifts the tone in the locker room. It builds trust. It fires guys up. Because if that guy believes in your QB, everyone else will too. And that kind of belief matters. Big time. Because the real respect on the field starts way before the first snap. Lamar's not just the most electric player with the ball. He's the guy who makes everyone around him believe they can beat anyone anytime. That changes the energy of the team. It changes how you practice. It even changes how other teams look at you. But even with all this confidence, there's still one wound that hasn't healed. And it goes back to one game that every Ravens player still feels. If you watch that playoff game against the Bills, you already know that wasn't just a loss. That was one of those heartbreakers that stays with you. Baltimore fought hard. They had a real shot to tie it late. And then one play, just one, Mark Andrews drops the two-point conversion. And what could have been the start of an epic comeback became the end of their season. It hurt. And the worst part? They actually played well. Lamar showed up. Henry was grinding. But football doesn't care sometimes. It can be brutal like that. These are the moments that define a locker room. They either break a team apart, or they bring it even closer together. And from everything we're seeing at camp, this group chose a second path. They didn't forget that loss. Not even close. They're using it, fueling themselves with it. Because deep down, they know that game could have, maybe should have, been theirs. It slipped through their fingers. And when you lose like that, your mindset going into the next season changes completely. You can see it in how they practice, the urgency, the focus, the way guys are locked in. There's no time for shortcuts now. This is a team on a mission to bounce back, to prove that the way last year ended wasn't the end. It was the beginning of something bigger. And that mission, it gets real right out of the gate. With a rematch that couldn't be more personal.
All right, we're already past the halfway point of this video, but before we continue, I noticed you haven't left a like yet. It's really important because it helps YouTube keep showing you my content so I can keep bringing you the best news about the Baltimore Ravens. So go ahead and hit that like button. It's free and it really helps. Thanks. Now let's get back to it.
The NFL wasted no time setting the tone. Week 1, Ravens at Bills. Right back where it all ended last year. You couldn't script it better. And this time, it's different. This time, it's not just another game. This one means something. The players feel it. The fans feel it. It's like the schedule itself gave the Ravens a shot at redemption, and they're ready for it. This isn't just about starting the season strong. This is about sending a message. It's about showing the world that Baltimore learned from the pain, and that Lamar and Henry aren't just a cool duo on paper. They're here to take over. This game will test everything. Can they lead? Can they stay calm under pressure? Can they execute when it matters most? That opening matchup is going to be intense. High emotion, high stakes. And it's the perfect stage to show whether Henry's bold praise of Lamar was just talk or the start of something truly dominant. Because one thing is already clear. This duo isn't just dangerous on paper. They're dangerous for real. We've seen Lamar do insane things on his own. We've seen Henry run through entire defenses like they weren't even there. But now, they're on the same team, wearing the same jersey, and playing for the same goal. That's rare. And honestly, it's scary. Because it's not just about raw talent. It's about chemistry, respect, a connection that's already showing up in training camp. You can feel it in how they move, the reads, the timing. They're already learning how to open up space for each other. When defenses collapse on Henry, Lamar makes them pay. When they key in on Lamar, Henry punishes them. It's like a high-speed chess match, and very few defenses will have the answers. And it's not just those two. The offense is deeper, more mature. The coaching staff is clicking. The playbook is opening up. And the confidence in Lamar? It's through the roof. This team isn't riding hype. They're building something real. And Henry's comments? They just confirm what we're all starting to see. This offense explode. And with this much firepower, there's only one question left. Is this finally the year the Ravens go all the way? What Derrick Henry said at training camp wasn't just a random compliment. It was a real sign that this locker room believes in what they're building and that they believe in Lamar Jackson. After a tough playoff loss, this team didn't fold. They reloaded. They refocused. And now, with Lamar and Henry leading the charge, this offense might be the most dangerous we've seen in Baltimore in years. With Week 1 against the Bills just around the corner, we're about to find out what this team is really made of. But now I want to hear from you. What did you think of Henry's comment? And what are your expectations for this season? Drop your thoughts below. One thing for sure, nobody in Baltimore is settling for almost this year. They're coming for everything.
And if you, just like me, are passionate about the world of football and want to learn more about the Ravens' legacy, don't leave this video without sharing it with that friend who is also a Baltimore Ravens fan and will love this content. See those video suggestions on your screen? The first one was handpicked just for you, and the other is a recommendation from YouTube itself. See you there, and until the next video, go Flock.